Hey, I'm on a roll. Hello there, and welcome to my Bloons Tower Defence 5 channel. I'm Italian Ninja, and this is where I make attempts at defeating challenges I've set out for myself, make progress, and learn to get better at this game, and subsequently, life. If you enjoy this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you comment, I'll shout you out. I'm on a roll today, so I'm just going to keep making these fucking videos. Probably not going to post them all in the same day, but this is going to help get me through the weekend and the early part of next week. So for posting consistently, that is a huge thing. If you, I guess what I should say is for anybody new out there who's following along for the first time, I usually just kind of tell some stories, and while I'm playing through different levels and different, this I'm just working myself through this game. You know, I guess you could call it a let's play, or I think somebody called this gameplay. My brother, I think he did a let's play series like 20 years ago or 10 years ago when YouTube was first starting to become a thing. He did it on Minecraft. So I remember him using that term let's play. I don't really watch a lot of gaming content. I kind of live a real life. So if you guys are following this, you know, you're going to get some stories about real life shit, not a lot of internet drama and, you know, bullshit. Just a lot of stuff going on in real life, but you know, things that I come across, interesting things that I do, whatever I'm thinking is usually what I'm going to talk about. So yeah, if you guys like this type of stuff, subscribe. If you want to turn your subscriptions on to public so I can see that you subscribed, I would appreciate that, just so that I can shout you out. I feel obligated to give you guys something, provide some kind of value other than the view time or just the stuff that you guys get to watch, you know? I feel like if there's anything extra that I can do, something small like that, I have no problem doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, either you subscribe with your subscriptions on public, or if you subscribe and then you comment that you subscribed, or if you just wanted to just comment something, you don't even have to subscribe. So, I mean, either way, you guys choose to do whatever you want. It's your life. Nobody's forcing you. I'm not putting a gun to your head. And if I was, you know, the police would probably take me to jail. So, yeah. Yeah. So we're working on bobsled. The map. It's an easy map. Beginner. I guess not even easy. It's beginner. I'm not sure if there's actually an easy difficulty. It might just be beginner. But this map is pretty simple. It's got a lot of fun little turns. It's a little bit different than Monkey Lane. I like actually the right angles of Monkey Lane a little bit better than the rounded edges, but I do like how it's kind of working your way up here. I'm not sure how Ninja Kiwi ended up coming up with all these different maps, and I would like, maybe after I get a little bit more into this, I'll do a deep dive on the whole friggin' Ninja Kiwi series, because I'd like to talk to the people who actually created this game and just get into like the nitty gritty of like how they came up with this whole concept. You know, I bet these guys are fucking hilarious. Like, you know, and like I think I'm the type of guy that can actually, you know, I'm pretty. You guys could probably just tell from I'm obviously a chatterbox, you know, but I like asking questions and I like learning and listening to people talk too, especially when they're passionate about the things that they're working on. So I think I would actually be a really good person to go and talk to Ninja Kiwi, or either talk in person or interview them, you know, over Zoom. But I like in-person shit way better. That stuff's way better to me. So, you know, maybe one day I'll end up doing some kind of investigative series on Ninja Kiwi. And I know one of my buddies, I actually I want to post a link to his stuff or something like that. But I don't want to, I got to ask him first, you know, because he actually made a series about The Witcher. And it's a really, it's funny, eh? Because I'm not actually a fan of The Witcher, like in any stretch of the imagination. The only thing I've ever really heard is the name. I haven't watched anything about it. Like, I've maybe seen a handful of like little clips, probably some memes about The Witcher, but other than that, like I don't know much about this thing at all. And one of my buddies actually did a whole deep dive video for 45 minutes on the relationship that all of The Witcher content has, or all of The Witcher, I guess, like material, and the relationship with the creator that actually originally wrote the books. And it's very, very interesting. It's a captivating story. I mean, I'm more fascinated in like the money side and like, you know, the deal making and all that. That's more like where my interest lies. So, but the thing is like, you would think So like this guy, I don't want to, you know, tell you guys the whole video. You guys can go watch it yourselves if you want. I think you just look up the Witcher series and its creation. It's um the Witcher series and its relationship with the owner. I think his name was. It's not Robert Sapolsky. That guy's a friggin' biologist. You guys probably know his name anyway better than me. I'm just gonna look up his fucking name here real quick. Witcher author. Andrews Sapkowski. See, I was close. Robert Sapolsky is not the right guy. Andrich Sapkowski. I'm actually half Polish myself. Sapkowski. But I'm definitely not saying that right. I'm saying it more like a Russian would say it. I'm not sure how a Polish person would say it. I gotta ask my mom. I gotta say, hey mom, how do you say this name? She's actually Polish, so that would be funny to put that in here. I'll get to shit like that eventually. I just think little things like that would make it funny for you guys. Be like, here's my mom saying Andrzej Sapkowski. And she say it in her fucking Polish accent. She doesn't actually have much of a Polish accent. She's not right from Poland, but she knows how to speak Polish. She hasn't done it in 10, 15 years since my grandparents have passed away, but, you know, and she's not part of any Polish community stuff, but we do have some Polish stores with some Polish people here and where I'm from, but yeah. Anyway, where was I going with all this? I guess that's how that happens a lot in my videos, eh? Where am I going with all this? Sometimes I don't know. I just thinking about stuff, just chatting, just moving things along, trying to be a little bit entertaining. Not even trying. I think I just am kind of naturally entertaining. You should see some people in my real life, though. They definitely get a little bit, I'm not going to say annoyed, but you could tell sometimes they've had enough. I'm very glad to be able to tell now. I feel like I'm a little bit autistic or Aspergery in a sense, and sometimes I just have no idea. Like, you know, somebody could be trying to end a conversation with me, and I don't pick up on the social cues. Now I'm getting a lot better at stuff like that, but regardless, you know, you live and learn. As with everything, right? A little sip of my tea. It's getting a little cold. I don't mind like lukewarm tea. Cold, like ice cold tea is a little bit rough sometimes, especially depending on the flavor, but I like my green tea. Nothing in it, just black or green, whatever you want to call it. Like the Hulk. So, we go bomb tower. This is so I'm on bobsled. I'm on hard. I think this still ends up being fairly easy, but I think that you have to get to level 85. So I blow through this thing pretty quick. I don't want to skip through it. Some of you guys might want to watch this just to follow along. If anybody's looking to beat if you're struggling to beat bobsled, just watch the video, you know, maybe go through it slow. I don't think I go through things too fast. I do it at pretty regular speed, so you can just see all my unit placements and everything. And if you're struggling to beat it, just follow right along, you know. But I'll explain some of the logic, like, you know, you kind of I typically always go, I start my first 4 units are almost always Ninja Monkey Apprentice, or sorry, Tack Shooter. That Tack Shooter. I actually, I did go Tack Shooter here. Yeah, he's already turned into a Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire. The names in this game, I really like the names. You know, I think Monkey Apprentice I think Mage Boy would have been better. I like Mage Boy. That sounds cool to me. You know, sounds very hip. You know, you could have him change names as he's going up different things. Apparently, Bloons Tower Defence 6 has some crazy fucking names, but we'll get to that eventually. Maybe, if I decide that one day. We'll see how things go. I just figured out in the last video, I would actually want to do a whole Defend Your Castle series where I maybe play some, not the Fallout version for you guys that are familiar with the Fallout version, but the actual original one that was on Addicting Games back in the day. It says, I'm looking at it right now, it says crazy games. I can actually play it on my computer. Your progress will be saved locally. What? It's so weird. So, like, is this I'm just looking at this on here. I shouldn't do this because you guys can't see what I'm doing. Um, I'll get that set up one day. Maybe I'll do some fun shit like that, or I'll edit stuff like that in, do some screen recording and edit it all in. But with commentary stuff like this, as it's been described to me, apparently there's a lot of versatility with it. And it does feel like there is, because a lot of it is just me talking and shooting the shit and kind of reacting to things. And I'm not really like a dramatic person like that, so I I have a pretty real reaction. But this defend your castle game, I remember from being a kid, and I just remember the concept being crazy because you throw these little stickmen that are running at your castle, you throw them into the air and they splatter onto the ground. It was kind of a morbid concept. I actually remember being a kid and being a little bit like, this is like I'm killing people, you know? And you could, if you guys remember, you could tap and you could just knock them down because you didn't have to throw them into the air. You could like take them to the top of the screen and drop them, and I think that would still kill them, but you could lift them halfway and then drop them. So sometimes you didn't even kill them, they just fell down and then they got back up and kept walking. So it felt like you could torture these little bastards even though they were just pixels and stickmen on the screen. Maybe that was a little bit sadistic when I was a kid. Never killed any animals or anything crazy like that though. So uh actually, but I do remember being with one of my buddies. I don't know why I jumped off and thought about this. I had a friend when I was a kid that we took um we had a paintball gun. I think this kid was a little bit sadistic, and I don't know if he ever I don't know if this actually counts as sadistic or not, or psychopathic or whatever, but he had a paintball gun and we were outside and we were shooting paintballs, and that spring it seemed like it had a like an abnormal amount of like frogs, and they had all these little tiny, they're probably, about the size of like not a quarter but maybe a nickel or something like that, and tiny little frogs. And this kid opened up the paintball gun and put them in the hopper. He like took like a handful of them because there was a million. I mean, like you could walk and literally just like step on them because you couldn't, like there was a million. I'm not even kidding. I actually seen a YouTube short of that the other day where there was like a guy, he put a bunch of tadpoles inside of like his pond or something like that, and it spawned like a couple of million little toads, and his whole friggin' neighborhood was freaking out about it. But anyway, I don't know if anybody ever did anything like that. They did have a little like pond that didn't work, so maybe that's actually what it was from. But anyway, yeah, the guy actually put a handful of them inside of his paintball gun and he shot them. And I remember I'm not sure if he actually shot me with it. I think he did shoot me with it because I remember seeing the leg fly past my head. Which this is fucking pretty dangerous, Probably shouldn't have been doing shit like this. Two kids playing with a paintball gun, one of them putting frogs inside of it. I feel like I want to say that I didn't do that, because I definitely didn't. I'm not that fucking. I mean, there was a little fire. I remember being in a forest with a bunch of kids when I was a kid. That would be weird if I was an adult and I was in a forest with a bunch of kids. But when I was a child, it was probably, maybe we were 13. No, it was younger than that. 11, 12. My brother probably would have been 11 and I was about 12. And we were in the forest with these, I still remember the guy's name. His name was Brian. I remember his last name too, but I'm not going to say it. But Brian was he was odd, let's just say. I remember him being 10 years old and he'd be like, kick me in the balls as hard as you can. It doesn't hurt. And he would always tell us it was because his balls hadn't dropped yet. And it's like he was so open, so honest about this stuff. I was like, this fucking kid's weird. But one day we went to the forest. There was probably 5 or 6 of us all together. And me and my brother were the last ones there. We just got word. I can't remember if somebody called our house phone and said, hey, meet us in the forest back behind the school. And we get up there with our bikes and we start riding through the forest, and you could hear them loud as day. So we ended up getting towards them. And by the time we got there, we literally showed up and it's like they were right next to starting a fire. They were like, and it was one of those weird things where we were like looking at each other. Me and my brother were looking at each other. I was like, Nico, let's go. I was like, we got to get out of here, I was like, we gotta go. And he was like, he kind of seemed like he knew what I was talking about, and he didn't really hesitate. You know, he was just like, yep. And 5 minutes later, I guess they had started a fire, and the fire department ended up getting called, and they showed up, and that kid got arrested. I'm not sure if he got arrested or they banned him from the forest, and he had a bunch of restrictions on him for a while because, well, he was a kid starting a fire in the forest, which, I'll be honest, I thought it was kind of an innocent thing. And the way where he was doing it and stuff wasn't super dangerous. I mean, looking back on it now, you don't know at the time, right? At the time, it just looked like, fuck, like, we better get out of here. I don't want to be a part of this at all. And like, we just walked into it, right? We got a call. We thought, hey, yeah, let's go hang out. We're going to go to the forest, whatever. We used to play tag and stuff in that forest and stuff too. So it wasn't like it was abnormal to go to the forest. But when all of a sudden this Brian guy was starting a fire, it was like, oh, let's get the fuck out of here. And actually, the original guy that I was talking about, he was there too. The paintball frog shooter, that kid was there too. Yeah, I don't know, some weird little stories for you guys. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm crazy. These are just things that have happened to me. I tend, if I did anything, you know, stupid or whatever, I would have been honest and told you guys, but I didn't do anything, you know. I don't think I did. I don't think I did anything bad there, you know, on either of those things. And even if I did, I would have admitted it. If anything, you know, being there with the paintball gun guy and not stopping it was probably, you know. But I didn't even know. I didn't even know what we were doing was wrong necessarily, you know. I mean, it seemed weird. It seemed like this is probably not a good idea. Slightly dangerous, you know. But we used to do all kinds of dangerous shit with that kid. Like, we were at his birthday party one time, and his birthday is in the winter, so he had a pool that had frozen over, and there was just like 15 kids sliding across this pool. You know, as like when you're a kid and it gets snowy outside. For the viewers that do get snow, I don't know, some of you guys, I'm from Canada, so we get snow every so often in the winter, less and less now, but every so often. And that wasn't a slight towards like the environmentals thing. I don't know about all that. We just seem to be getting a little bit warmer winters compared to what we used to. Or they appear like, you know how when you're a kid things stick out in your memory a lot? Like, there might have only been one day a year where we actually slid on ice and did shit like that, but it felt like we did that every year, you know? My parents, if you ever talk to them, they kind of discuss the same type of stuff, and I'm sure yours do too if you guys discuss with them. It's like, what is that whole idea? Walk. You know, your parents will tell you how hard they had it. We had to walk a mile to school in the snow, uphill, both ways. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Uphill both ways, you know? We walked up a huge hill when I went to school, but it wasn't anything crazy, you know? If anything, I thought it was more of a pain in the butt in the summer because you didn't walk up it, you tried to ride your bike up it. And that was a struggle, getting your bike up that hill. That'd be a fun video one day to do. Just be like, watch me get up this hill. Look how hard this is. That'd be a funny video series itself. Just watching a guy on a bike struggle to get up a hill and go, I'm gonna get it today. I'm gonna get it tomorrow. But I do actually have an idea for something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I'm gonna work on it this year. I'm not in terrible shape right now, but I gotta get back in a little bit better shape. But I have a goal to dunk a basketball by the end of the year. And I've never dunked a basketball before, and I've never been particularly good at basketball, but luckily I can separate the skill of dunking a basketball from playing basketball because I'm not playing it, you know? I'm not playing it in a league. I'm not playing it with friends or anything like that. So, yeah. But I would like to do something like that. I wonder if you guys would like to watch that, you know, what, maybe not even see the whole thing, but like, you know, maybe a progress video. Like, cause the thing is like, I think it would be fascinating to go from this is where I'm at right now and try to jump and touch a hoop to like 3 months later, you know, this is my Rocky cutscene of me doing all these exercises, right? And you could have all that stuff like in a video, and then make it kind of compelling. And, you know, at the end, it's like, here's me dunking a basketball. I've seen people over dramatize it and bring their family out and get all crazy about it, which I don't care about that. You know, I don't want to make it a hype scene. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I just, you know, genuinely want to post it for anybody who's like, maybe they might get inspired by that and want to do it themselves. But yeah, so this is my win here. I think I just end up quitting. But I'll just pause here for a second and I'll go over what I did. Let's see if I can pause in between rounds. I'm running out of storage space here, so I got to be a little bit quick. In between rounds. No. No, you still can't see shit. I do have an Apache dark ship, though, eh? I'm a beast. I only did these things last night, but I feel like a beast. Fuck, it feels good to win, eh? I mean, it's like, you know, losing's an alright thing, too, because it gives you the opportunity to win, but winning makes you feel good sometimes. Look at it, I got to watch myself win. So, Monkey Village in the middle of that little island down there. I think I got 3. No, it looks like 2. 2 monkey engineers. I have a ninja monkey apprentice that's upgraded to a 2-3. I have a ring of fire, which is a 4-2 likely. I have 2. Wow, that's it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Moab Maulers. I have 2 super wide funnels, which I'm surprised. I thought I'd have more. Oh man, I got Bloon Jitsu. So my ninja monkey has Bloon Jitsu. I have 2 monkeys with Bloon Jitsu. And like obviously guys, I just fucking destroyed this map. Like just, you know, on hard. Like I got $38,000 left over. I guess like I could have destroyed this map even more, but unnecessary, right? Because the real challenge for me here is impoppable. So but anyway, that's all I wanted to say to you guys before I let you go today. I hope you guys have a great time. Enjoy yourselves. Until next time. Bye.